Alright guys, as I was looking through my YouTube channel recently, I noticed that there is actually no video about Jesolo, so I decided to do a video about Jesolo, and with that, welcome to Pista Azzurra karting Jesolo, ladies and gentlemen. My most favorite track out of all. And as I was searching for videos, I decided to choose this one, and this is actually from November last season, so 2024. This was actually an after-season testing, more or less, one weekend here in Jesolo. And normally when we decide to do a weekend of testing, we're choosing Jesolo because it's just such a beautiful track and always super busy. So you're coming here on a Monday in the middle of winter, and there are quite a bunch of cars circling around, and that is actually crazy. And on normal weekends there are normally also Rotax senior drivers divided into two groups, as there are so many of them. So just a beautiful track, right next to the beach actually, and you're sleeping in the hotels you're normally sleeping when you're on holiday, and that makes the track so special. There is also a small theme park right next to it, and the track itself is also super intense. You have just corner after corner after corner, and the only straight where you can relax just a bit is that start-finish straight that we're driving at the moment. But it's super short, but you're reaching speeds around 116 kilometers an hour in Rotax Senior, which is quite fast for the short straight. But that is also allowed from that chicane, or from that final chicane, which is almost flat out under good conditions. And all that makes Jesolo to my favorite track. And as we're approaching the start-finish line again, I will talk you through one lap now around that beautiful piece of asphalt. So here we go then, over the line, head down just a bit, and then you're going into this right-hander, which should be flat out under good conditions, but not at this time. So then first 180-degree corner goes to the right, then another one to the left, and another one to the right again. Then you have a flat out left-hander leading into another left-hander, braking on the curb, and there you're approaching at the pit entry into another right-hander. It's essential to keep your steering wheel straight, then do not hit the curb on the following right-hander, and then you have this left-hander. Keep your steering wheel straight again through this right-hander where the pit exit is, and then you have another quite tricky right-hander, and do not hit at the grass on the entry of that final chicane. And that's one lap around Pista Azzurra. And as you might have noticed, it's quite busy to talk you through one lap here. And that just shows how intense this track actually is. It's already traditionally housing round one of the Central European Rotax Max Challenge. And as I was driving in the championship for the first time in 2025, this weekend should also be just a bit of practice for that, because in March 2025 we were racing at this Central European Rotax Max Challenge round 1 as down the inside into turn 1 a track. The track offers you a lot of overtaking hotspots, and that makes racing here always very interesting and very fun actually. Yeah, Rotax Max Challenge, as I got dive bombed down inside our teammate. A beautiful move from him. Yeah, Rotax Max Challenge. Yeah, there were, I think, 67 Rotax senior drivers. So absolutely packed starter field. And yeah, we had a bit of bad luck, especially in quali, as somebody lost his front wheel. So it was actually wet, and he lost his front wheel. That wheel hit me, and the wheel bearing fell out, and that bearing got stuck somewhere around yeah, the sprocket actually, and that, yeah, gave me yeah, I think P65 or something in qualifying, so absolutely terrible. But yeah, in the end I finished on P40. I did one good heat actually, with gaining over 15 places or something, so that was good, but it was not enough to yeah, go to the final. It was quite close, but anyways, let's focus on that session back again. Down the inside we go. And yeah, as I said, a lot of overtaking hotspots, and yeah, as I'm coming over the line again, we will have a look at them. Yeah, because here, start finish straight, you're having a bit of slipstream, but you're going into the ref limiter, into turn 1 actually, so yeah, so turn 2 is actually hotspot 1, turn 3 is hotspot 2, and also turn 4 is very good to overtake. Then you have this left-hander, and the following left-hander, so this one is also, yeah, it's also possible to overtake, and this corner here, also good for dive bombing. So in this first half of the track, it's almost every corner. You can almost overtake in every corner, so that's kind of cool. Yeah, you heard it here. We were going into the ref limiter, and yeah, that's normal actually. As the corners here are quite tight, and you need to really have a good acceleration. You're driving a bit of a slower sprocket to just get this acceleration, and because of that you're coming into the ref limiter on the end of the start finish straight, but it's not that big problem. Alright, as I think nobody wants to watch me for 10 more minutes as I'm just driving in circles, I decided to do a cut here and jumping to the right end of that training session. And we're going back into the pits after this very enjoyable practice session here at Pista Azzurra. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, this video comes to an end, and I say thanks for watching, and yeah, hopefully see and hear you again in my next video. Bye bye.